Hey friends, welcome back to another video. My name is Lefebvre and today's video is a little bit different. Recently my mom came into town and we decided to go to a local park and paint together outside. She recently got into watercolor and I thought it would be nice for something for us to do together. So today I'm just going to take you a little bit behind the scenes, a little bit of our conversation while we sat outside and painted outdoors together. So let's jump in and get started. Okay, so today we're doing something a little different. I have my mom here. The kids are at school and we are going to paint some scenery. I don't know, we might find some flowers or some just, I don't know, trees, and just take some time to sit outside together and paint. Okay, so I brought my mini travel palette here, my little mini etcher sketchbook. I also have these water brushes that I just recently busted out and tried to start using. They're actually kind of handy on the go, but we also have this little travel cup with water. It's not the sturdiest, but it works. I also brought some pencils if you want to use them, and fine liners and a pencil. And I don't know, I thought maybe we could just start by painting flowers. We got these cute little tiny lavender flowers. Not much blooming right now, but I thought maybe we could do it just to see how they kind of move and look. And yeah, all right, so I'm gonna grab my size 8 round, and these look like 4 petal flowers. There you go, you got yours too. My mom's here doing hers too.
Hello.
Okay, so I find sometimes it's easiest to guide yourself when you do like a little center area. So you can do a purple if you want. You don't have to do a purple. I can just do a really light wash of purple.
I love purple.
And I'm just going to start by doing a tiny little circle just to give myself a guide. And then these petals are quite round and long. So start really, really light. They're not too long, but they're not as circular as other petals.
Much water.
Sometimes also if you want to give yourself little guidelines of where you're going to put your petals, you can always do like 4 little lines there.
Like that.
That.
Oops, I'm ending up with 5 petals.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
So using the guidelines will also help to kind of spread them out evenly. I think I've shown you that one before where you can do like 4 little dots like this with like saturated color.
Yeah.
And then you just add water on your brush and you just kind of drag it out, and so they're evenly spaced, and it's the same kind of thing. But 5 petals works too. It helps if you have your flowers in front of you, so you can also tilt them and see different angles and perspectives, even just looking at the bottom underneath the flowers. And then the petals would be a lot flatter. You'd only see a couple of them. Bit of pink in these too. It's quiet and calming out here.
It's incredible.
Except for the sound of the construction in the background, but I'm gonna do little stems. Although the stems are not really green. Well, it's kind of green, but it's like magenta. Kind of where they all connect. Which is interesting.
And with this breeze, it's like having nature's
dryer
instead of using your dryer on your page in your studio. It's like this is nature's dryer.
Yeah. So that's either a good thing or a bad thing, because if you're trying to keep it, like if you're doing a landscape and you want to keep it wet longer, it can make it trickier. But if you want things to dry pretty quick, painting outside is actually quite a awesome bonus. And then, once things starts to dry, I see like little kind of lines and stuff going down the middle of some of these petals. I'm just going to take like a slightly darker wash. Oh, that's even too dark.
Let mine dry for a minute.
What's something as a beginner that you feel like you struggle with the most?
Still the water.
Yeah.
Color in the water. Even though I try, see how there's different.
Yeah. Well, I feel like your first ones, the values are a lot lighter. Well, that one was. But you see how
I think that was my first. No,
was
this
it?
one? Yeah.
I thought that one was because of the 5 petals.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
But if you notice, it has a hard edge right here.
Yes, I see that.
So it was light in value, but because there was so much water, what it does is it pushes it to the side a bit more.
And you don't want that, right?
No, you can. No, it's not that you don't want it at all. You can totally have that. It's not a big deal. It's just kind of what your preference is. There's no right or wrong way. It's noticing what it's doing and why it's doing it. Like, you'll never hear me say that's too much water and no, like, it's wrong. Because you just have to see what is happening and why it's doing that. That's what's going to make you a better painter, because if you do want that look where it has a hard edge, you'll know how to do it later on. And when I do something like a transparent flower, I do want a hard edge.
Okay,
so it's about knowing what causes that.
Sorry to interrupt you, but your stems, should I use a sap green? That sort of like a sap green there?
I actually used a little bit of magenta with my green, because if you look at the tops of the stems,
this green, or
it doesn't matter, either one. That one and your magenta.
Okay.
So there and there maybe.
Okay.
But if you look at the top of the
thing,
I see. And then it gets greener as you go down, which I didn't even do that, but add a little bit of yellow to the centers.
And the other thing as a beginner, what I'm finding is it's exactly what you keep saying is practice. Is like the color mixing before used to scare me so much.
Yeah.
And now it's like, go for it.
Like, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
You're just going to mix colors. May not be the exact color that you want, but you're going to learn. And like I just said, like, taking notice of everything. Like, that's why there are no such thing as like a failed attempt or a mistake necessarily, because you learn something with each mistake that you make or unintentional mark. So if it doesn't work out, you know, you got to take notice of what you did, so you can either replicate it when you do want to do that, or don't do it again if that's something you don't want to happen. But it's the people that go, oh, this sucks, and then walks away and be like, oh, I can't do it, instead of just saying, oh, it happened because of this.
I never walk away. I do walk away. I put it aside. I walk away, and I will get that to it later.
Yeah,
whether I do or not is another story. But a lot of the things
I walk away all the time because I need a breath before I throw things and swear, which I do all the time when things don't work out. But it's coming back to it and then like trying to. It's almost like, I like to think, and I'm not a scientist, but I like to think of art and painting, especially with watercolor, is kind of a science because there's so much science behind it.
Yes.
And every kind of painting is an experiment of what works and what doesn't. So if it doesn't, you got to figure out why. You got to be kind of like a detective of why it didn't do what you wanted it to do.
And mine looks nowhere near like yours, but I'm really starting to like it.
I don't know. It looks pretty similar.
And I'm going to add
just a little bit of green.
Much more green.
And you know what? There are no leaves on this, but I am going to make them. I don't even know what this flower is. We picked it out of the side of the grass. But I want some green leaves, so I'm going to make some.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm going right over yours. So cute. Now, just for fun, I brought some pencils, and even though these are purple flowers, I'm just going to add some hints of blue, because why not? My pencils. Let's make it a little bit more. I also have fine liners there too if you wanted to outline.
I brought one.
Okay.
You know I'm in love with my fine liner.
Yep, your line and wash. Yeah, take your kind of style and embrace it and just... I love hints of blue and things. I don't know why. I've been like obsessed with blue lately.
I like what you're doing, but I'm going to leave well enough alone for me.
Yeah.
But I'm still observing exactly
Like,
what
I don't
you're
even know if
doing.
this was going to work out. I'm just playing.
I love it.
I just like hints of blue and... I've been loving pencils. They're so much fun. I love how my art has evolved.
I love your mixed media. I love all that
It's just,
stuff.
you know what it is? It's just so much more exciting.
Yeah. Well, but the whole thing is you're not getting stale and just stuck in the same old loose florals that are light. Like, it's so vibrant and so...
Yeah. And like, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous that, you know, you build a...
clientele.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on
I
what
hear
you
you.
do, and you're nervous to try new things, and what if they don't like that? What if they don't want to learn that? And
Yeah.
And it's not about following your numbers. It's about, you know, continuing your job, and it's a big leap to take. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that little insight into our day. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to follow me on all my other platforms. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. See you guys soon. Bye.